Hello,
Hi.
hello. How's it going?
Good.
Yay.
Can you hear me good?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. We're going to give a couple minutes for people to hop on. As I try to rearrange my desk. My desk is a hot mess right now.
Mine too.
Business stuff on Sundays as well.
Hey, everybody hopping on. Welcome, welcome. We're going to give just a few minutes for everybody to hop on. So quiet. I haven't had any quiet all day, and it just feels so good for it to be quiet.
This weekend, so my house is quiet too.
Oh, it feels so good. All right. I say we give maybe like one more minute, and then we'll go ahead and get started so that we can get as much in as possible. All right. Let me make sure. All right, so we are gonna get started. I know everybody is so excited about this one. Let me mute everyone real quick. All right. So we are all very, very excited to have Elaine chatting with us tonight. Since she signed up, this girl has been on fire, recruiting, always in the top recruiting. Her sales are always up there in the top for the team. And last month, she recruited 10 people. So we know we're going to see her on the top 25 on that email coming up. So, and then several other girls on our team, I think, are going to be on that top 25 as well. So tonight we are going to do a Q&A type deal. I did have her go ahead and just agree to share just a couple of tips, and then we're going to go into the questions after that. So there is a chat feature. If you go down, I'm on my computer, so if you go down on your computer, there's a chat icon button. You can ask questions there. At the end, we can even have you unmute yourself, and you can ask questions that way. But if, Elaine, you want to go ahead, I will unmute you, or you can unmute yourself and share a couple of tips, and then we'll get into the questions.
Perfect. I'm ready.
Yay.
Awesome. Okay, ladies, so my name is Elaine. I joined the business April 19th, and let me tell you, this opportunity is like so flippin' amazing because I've grown my social media based off of a lot of random stuff. Can you hear me? Okay. I've grown my social media off of photography, weight loss, a bunch of stuff, and I've always been told, why aren't you banking on your social media? And I never could promote anything or anything that I loved. So once I found this opportunity, I was like, okay, this is it. I've been using my following to create this environment that I've always wanted to. I have a team of, I think it's a little bit over 30 women. I named my team Team Manifesting Mamacitas because I'm all about manifesting, and I throw my vibes out there. And I really think that the team was created with the energy that I've given to it. I've used my personality. I'm actually shy in person, believe it or not, but when it's me and social media, I just let it all loose. So I really think that I've attracted a lot of my, followers and the girls on my team because of the vibes that I put out there. When I started recruiting, I said, how do I do this? I want to build a team of people that are like-minded with the correct or the mindset that I have. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to be me. And the girls that are going to be on my team are going to be like me because, your vibe attracts your tribe. So I started talking about the opportunity. I didn't even know much about it. Of course, the girls that I knew were on that frequency, they were attracted to me. So of course they went in my DM and they were like, what is this? How can I jump on board? So I had the first couple of girls just with that mindset. And then once they were in, I was like, okay, we need to create, we need to just create something like, I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like, okay, so I started throwing it out like, you want to be part of my girl gang. And I was like, okay, I'm going to use that word, girl gang. And people want to belong to something. And it's even more amazing when there's passion, there's ideas behind it. So women love to belong to groups, and especially if they vibe with me. So I started talking about the opportunity, and then girls would be like, oh, what is this? And not only is the product and the business amazing, I was just throwing my personality in there. And I'm like, this is what it is. And I was completely like 100% at the beginning. I'm like, girl, I just joined. I joined because it's amazing. I didn't even try the product, but the business sold me. Here is the link. Read the enrollment, and that's pretty much where it's at. And every single girl the first month was kind of like, okay, Elaine doesn't just, like do random shenanigans. Like I guess the credibility that I've built on social media, they know that I don't mess around. So the girls that joined at the beginning were like, okay, I'm in. So other than that, and I've also been waiting for something like this. And I just talk about the opportunity, about the product, about the business. Every single day I show up on social media. It's like my job. I've been doing it since 2012. And now I have like this passion and reason behind it. And I think people can feel it and see it. And I mean, I sing and shout Color Street all day. And it's so funny because it's natural. I don't force anything. I think that's why I've recruited. And it's not only that, but the women that have given themselves the opportunity, I think are like-minded. So obviously they love the product too, and they love the leadership. And I've always wanted to be a leader. And I know that sounds so funny, but I've always wanted to be a leader and share my passion and, be a great influence with good intentions. Also, I talk about the perks of the business. I talk about the things that I mean, I've only been in the business 4 months, but it's just whatever little things that I could, talk about. The commission, building a team. It's attracted people with the possibilities, especially because I'm from a small town, and it's like this business is so new in our town that it's gotten people talking about it. I actually had somebody message me today, and she was like, I want to join. And then I was like, okay, this month I need to interview people. Like, why do you want to join our team? Because I only want like-minded. And I know that can cut down my recruitment, but I really want to invest my time with people that think like me and are going to grow the business as I plan to. So I asked her, like, what makes you want to be part of the girl gang? And she was like, I mean, I know everybody and their mom is selling it because in our town, it just, it's spread. And I said, okay, so what makes you want to join? That's what you're saying. She was like, I want to be part of your team. And that's when I knew. I was like, yes, I've created something with my passion. People want to belong to something. So it made me so happy. And I said, look, girl, your mindset, if you think that everybody is selling it, you have to find a specific way. You have to brand it. You have to create it as your own business. We don't know the same people. We don't have the same coworkers. You have to think outside the box, and, and that's it. And I said, it's worth a try. And then she was like, I'm going to sign up next week. I said, I will be here. And so the reason why how I recruited 10 girls in 1 month was because for the last 3 months, I was talking about it, showing up, and people were watching and they were like, how good is this? Showing videos, going on live every single day, whether it was talking about personal stuff, whether it was talking about the business. People love to see people thrive or, fail. And I was going to show up regardless if I was going to, thrive or fail. And people were like, okay, this girl's making moves. And so far, all these girls that signed up in August are girls that were just watching, waiting, and now they're like, all right, I'm in. And that's all I did. I did a lot of follow-ups. I did get a lot. There was, I think, in March, just by talking about it, a lot of interest, but the money was always an issue. It was always like, look, I don't get paid until this day. And with every single person, I said, you save your money, because I wouldn't want anybody to be like me, like didn't even try the product. And I said, I'm in. I said, to me, $150 to gamble is worth it. And a lot of people can't afford that. And I think there was 2 girls where I gifted them the 10 sets. And I said, look, try to sell these sets. If you think you can sell them or they sell, use the money, buy your kit. When your kit comes, give me the 10 sets. I did that with 2 girls, and they are amazing, because I knew, like, you can feel somebody's energy. You can feel their intentions. And when I did that, they both were like, yes. So I did that for 2 girls, and that helps. If you know somebody's super interested and they're just tight on money, that's a great opportunity for them. Also, I build curiosity around the business. I don't talk a lot about how, like, nobody's ever asked me if I get commission off of somebody getting hired or not. Nobody's asked me. So I just build curiosity about what we're doing. I don't really talk about us hanging out or anything, but I know that people, like I said, want to belong to something. So I've just built curiosity around it. Having the Instagram private has made females want to follow, because why is this account private if she's selling something? They don't know the rules, but I get followers every single day from talking about, like, Color Street on my personal, driving them to the Instagram private profile. I love that it's private. Actually, it feels very exclusive. Like, you've got to, ask to be on the page, period. So I love that. I'm never pushy. I've never pushed any of my girls. I just pretty much leave it out there. I do talk about how brand new this business is, how it's a baby company, and I think that gets the girls in my area in California, Southern California, excited, because nobody's ever heard about it. I have a lot of family in Los Angeles, and I have heard zero talk. So I'm excited just thinking about the possibilities in Los Angeles. I just need to get one of my cousins or a family member, in the business. But like I said, it's fairly new, so I know that helps my business, that the business is so new to us here. Let me see. I live in a small city. Word of mouth spreads like fire. So that also helps. What else? I think that's it as far as that. And I think when I put the name out, the Manifesting Mamacita's name, there's a lot of women that have been wanting to better themselves. And I try to be a positive influence on Instagram, because it's a platform. I'm going to use it for good. And I think people see that, so they know that if they're in, they're going to be on my team, and I'm going to take care of them. So, yeah.
I love it. Okay, so a couple of things that I personally, like, automatically get from you is your confidence, right? Like, I feel like, does anybody else just feel that confidence? And I think that is 100% has to be what drives a lot of people to her. Her confidence. She could be selling cow poop, and you would want some. Because you're just like, I'm just sitting here like, yes, I'm eating everything up. Like, I'm already signed up, but I want to sign up again, because I'm so excited, because she's excited. Okay, so a lot of us, I am the same way, you guys. I just posted something asking if anybody wanted samples in my neighborhood, and y'all, I have hives thinking about it, because I'm nervous. Like, I still get nervous, and I'm sure, like, you still get nervous, but we have to exude that confidence. And if people feel like you're nervous about the opportunity, they're going to be nervous about the opportunity. She has no doubt in her mind, so why would anybody else have a doubt in their mind, right? So confidence is huge. I think consistency is another thing. I know you're consistent on your social media. And even if you didn't have social media, you would be consistent in person. So whether you're in person, doing this business, or online, whatever it is, consistency I can I can attest to that 100%. I mean, I was in a direct sales business before this. I've spent 3 years building my Instagram and my Facebook. And so it was that consistency that led me to, in that building that trust, like she was talking about, led me to success. So guys, if you're just now starting on social media, you cannot expect to be recruiting 10, 20 people. You have to start building that right now. And it might take a little bit of time, but consistency, the confidence, and then what was that third thing? I have one more thing, but I can't think of it. I'll think of it in a minute. But let's get to the questions that I have, and then we can open up for any other questions. So Kia Thomas, she had a question. It was, what is too much information when trying to recruit? I think I tend to provide more than what's needed, and it seems to make them back away. So from what I've done that before, where I've word vomited. Like somebody's like, oh, well, what do you do? And then like you come up with like all this crap and you're like, whoa, I just totally freaked them out. So when somebody asks you about it, do you have like a certain thing that you copy and paste and you send them? Is it a Google Doc that you send them? Like, how are you talking about it?
Honestly, I think it's based on the person. So when somebody adds me or recruits me or says, hey girl, tell me more about this opportunity, I start doing let me look at her profile. What does her lifestyle look like? Like I investigate. And I mean, I guess it might be like me judging, but I get more of an insight of, who they are, what they look like, how many kids, are they, stay at home mom. So I'm able to kind of say the words or like tell her this is an amazing opportunity for your family. Or like if it's a single girl in college, girl, you can do this. Like I just go onto their Instagram and I examine them. So I kind of pitch to them, but honestly, it's very simple. It's kind of like, I guess what I do is I kind of convince them that they're already on my team. So I do say like, I would love to have you on my team. I need a girl like you if I feel it. If I feel like they could genuinely do this or whatever leads me to believe in them. I say, let's get you started. What do you need from me? And then they're like, oh, I want to know how it works. I pretty much tell them, you get 25% commission from your sales. You can build a team if you'd like. If everything fails, you have tons of Color Street on deck and that you can't go wrong. And I always say, like, you spend 150 on a dinner or date night with your boo. I mean, you're giving yourself this amazing opportunity. And if it doesn't work out for you, you just walk away with amazing Color Street strips. I honestly just keep it very short. There are some people that say, well, can you give me more? Like what's the minimum? All these little questions. And I just answer so I just give them like the 4 points. Then I let them ask me all the questions. But I pretty much assume that they're already on board. So I make them feel like I need them. They don't need me. Like I need them. And they're drawn to that. So
I love that. I love that so much. So basically speak to them like they're already on your team. I love that. I've never done that, and I'm going to use that because I think that's genius. And then let them ask the questions. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no need to word vomit. Like let them just ask the questions. Innocence is bliss. I feel like sometimes in this instant, because let me tell you, like,
you can't go wrong. Like you can't go wrong. There's nothing like bad. It's not like, oh, I always tell people when they say, is there a monthly fee? I'm like, do you have Netflix? Yes. This is your new Netflix fee. That's going to make you money.
I love that. I hope y'all are taking notes because that is another genius thing too. Because in this business, in Color Street, we have there's no hidden crap. In a lot of other direct sales business, there's a lot of hidden stuff. So that's why people are asking questions. So don't freak out when you get those questions, but gosh, that's so good. It's just like a Netflix. Loving it. Okay, so let's look at the next question so Tamara asked, are the people you are signing, are they customers, friends, just people you're coming across? If they are customers, how long did it take you to flip them to stylists? And then what does she say to them that she feels help them want to sign, which I feel like you just answered. So maybe, what's your ratio, I guess, of like people that are customers to stylists? And if they are customers to stylists, how long is that process normally?
I don't think I even have, I've been in the business such a small time. I think I have 2 girls that are my customers. They've bought, they'll buy once a month. So I haven't even touched them. I've had them on the back burner, but because I've recruited so fast, I haven't needed to, go to my top buyers, I guess, or top customers. Honestly, I'm looking at my list of females, every single girl I've met on Instagram. I have two cousins, one cousin that joined recently because I had introduced her to the business at the very beginning and she was like, oh, that's cool. And I think she just saw me being consistent. So she was like, okay, I think I want to try. And then she tried it and she said, I want this. And I said, yes. My sister, because she was like, I need to do whatever you do. So those are the only two people that I think, and my best friend, because I told my best friend, you need to jump on board. So I think that was probably the only pushy person. I pushed my best friend into it and I see her growing. She's very she's an introvert. She's very shy. And I was like, girl, you need to just get out of your shell. So I do personal development with her, which has gotten her to get her out of her shell, which I love. But none of the girls on my team, they've just been by, Instagram. I mean, some by my sister's friend. She's like, where our vibes are right here. Every single girl has been from social media. It hasn't been any of my customers. It's just been females that have been drawn to, I need to do this, or the product sold them.
Yeah. Okay. So Instagram, let's chat about that really quickly. Before we get to your tips, Elaine, I would like to just say, because I know we have a lot of people on our team who don't know what Instagram is or don't have Instagram, or maybe they're just on Facebook. I want to just preface this. I think for me, I've always said stick to one social media outlet, 1 to 2 being the most. Figure that out, master it, and then go on to the next. So if you don't feel like you've even mastered Facebook, or if you haven't mastered Facebook parties even, I would definitely, if you're going to easily get overwhelmed, stick to those 2 things first and then move on to Instagram. But if you feel like you're rocking Facebook, if you feel like you're doing great on Facebook parties, let's talk about Instagram, because I agree it is great, but Instagram is just another form of growing your market, okay? It's not magic. It's just another form of growing it. So if you're growing it in Facebook parties and you're growing your market in Facebook and you're still working that, yes, let's do that. And then if you've mastered that, yes, let's talk about Instagram. Elaine, give us all your tips.
So Instagram, I created my account at 0 followers. Like I said, I'm also a photographer, so I have a pretty huge following. I don't like to mix any of my shenanigans with my photography because I feel like it's just super personal, but I have my personal Instagram, which I did weight loss. I share my life, my ups and my downs. So I have a huge following. It's a little bit over 4,000. It's not that huge, but it's organic. And I was just able to say, hey guys, I'm doing this. Follow me over there, because now I'm creating a platform for women. So I love that I can just add women to this page because I have a lot of guy followers that I'm not fond about, but I've talked, I've created that mystery. So I was able to grab a lot of my followers to go to my business, which is my nail page. And at the beginning, I didn't have it private because it was so new. I didn't even know, that we could promote on Instagram. And then once I had 300 followers, I made it private, which is super cool because I do get a bunch of friend requests now, and I am very picky, but I let all women in. And before I made it private, I started using, obviously, the Instagram live stories. I'm able to hashtag and geotag stories, so I get viewers from around my city. I don't know if anybody is familiar with Instagram, but if you or if you just do an Instagram story and you geotag a location, anybody that's at that location, it'll come up on their feed. So it just, people come up on my page, maybe they follow, maybe they don't. Hashtags, I was able to grow the following on Instagram using hashtags, my county, the cities, events, stores, anything that I can think about. I don't really hashtag Color Street. I don't really hashtag be Color Street, or, the typical hashtags. I hashtag mompreneur, mom life, fit life, because I'm about fitness too. Anything that's relatable to me, because like I said, I want to attract people that are thinking even positive vibes, anything that has to do with who I am, because it's going to attract those girls. And that's how I use Instagram as a tool. Now that we can do the private, we could do giveaways and all that stuff if it's private. I talk about it on my personal Instagram, and every so often I've given myself a shout out on my photography page, kind of like I'll take a selfie with my camera and say cool Manny by Manifest Nail Bar. And then people are like, who is that? And it's so funny when you have a business Instagram, you can see all the insights. And I've seen hundreds of people click, but only 2 follows. And it's amazing because people like to see it. And now that I'm private, you know, it's that curiosity, like, why is she private? She's selling something. Why is she private? And I love that. So I would say if your Instagram is public, your nail page, you're not going to be doing any giveaways or contests. Whenever you post a picture, like hashtag, I think it's like 20 some hashtags per post, anything around you, cities, anything of, you know, even if you like to cook, you know, hashtag cooking stuff. You might attract females that love to cook, and they're going to be on your page because you're going to share nails, cooking, and whatever else. And I always tell my girls, share 3 things on your nail page. Like if you have kids, share your kids. If you love to cook, cook and nails, and incorporate you, because nobody wants to see a page full of nails. Nobody wants your Instagram where you have like the freedom to be who you are to be a Pinterest board with just nails. It's just, it's not attractive, at least to me. I share, whenever I share selfies or I share my boyfriend, like people are watching, like they just want to watch. So I think just add yourself into your mix, and that's how you'll grow your social media. Even if you're private, just try to break, and that's how you'll attract your tribe.
Okay. So I have a question. Are you, everything that you put in your Facebook VIP group, are you just copying and pasting that into your Instagram?
I'm actually doing the opposite. What I'm doing is everything. My Instagram is my #1 platform because I know exactly how to run it and I love it. Facebook, I was all about Facebook like 4 years ago. So when I knew that the business was very Facebook friendly, I had to get back into it. And I just do everything on Instagram. Sometimes I forget, but I try to push Instagram over to Facebook. So I forget, and I'm bad, but that's my second platform, and I plan to get better in in September and October. I'm going to try to focus because I do have a following on Facebook as well because of, you know, the early stages in 2012 with my fitness and photography. I was able to create my VIP. I have over 700 people in my VIP, but I'm ghosting it, and that's not good because it's potential. I just haven't, you know, I'm so into Instagram because it's been so good to me. At the beginning, I was using both, but Instagram just took off. All my girls from the team came through online. 2 girls came through Facebook, and they're Spanish speakers. And that's when I know my dad and my mom are on Facebook, and they speak Spanish. So they're all about Facebook. So I know once I'm ready to hit the Latina market and my Spanish speakers, I'm going to use Facebook because that's gold for that market.
Yeah. And see, I'm opposite. Like I have everything on Facebook and I forget about Instagram. So, you know, you just got to find what works for you. But that's why I'm loving this because I really need to step my Instagram game up. Okay. So do you do Instagram parties?
No, I actually have never done an in-home party, a launch party. I tried to do a girls' night in. My upline, Yvonne, she's amazing at it. I've been so busy with the recruiting part and the part of like, just, you know, trying to post on Instagram and live every day that I haven't done all these things that are on my to-do list. When I'll do a launch party, I have no idea. I haven't done a home party. Like I said, I don't do Instagram parties because I haven't even, like, that idea hasn't even came through. I've been able to BQ with people like just, you know, buying $33 on my account. But I know that once I put the energy into my sales part, because I know my sales are okay, the recruiting is on fire, but this month my sales, because I want to go to Cancun, so I need to figure out how to do all of that.
Okay, so what I'm getting, like, I'm thinking what you guys might be thinking, like, okay, well, how is she recruiting all these people if she's not doing parties, right? Because we talk about all the time, parties is where it's at, like, but this is it, like, parties is where it's at to grow your market. She, like she said in the beginning, she uses social media like it's her job. So she is literally putting all of her time into building her account like we are to put into parties. Does that make sense? So, like, it's not that one way is better than the other. It's just she's literally, instead of focusing on other people's market by throwing a party, she's focusing on growing her market by herself. So she's just putting that energy and time into a different avenue. So it's up to you. Like, this is all about growing your market. She's getting these recruits because she's grown her market. So thoughts on doing a mix of personal and Color Street on my own personal Instagram?
I say yes, because people you'll have the audience is like people that want to see you fail and succeed. And I love it when everything has gone good. Believe me, I have a couple of girls that follow me and they're just watching. They want to see me fail, but it's not going to happen. And there's been a couple of girls throughout the years that have just converted from being a hater to being like, okay, like, you're doing it, girl. I feel like just share who you are, your genuine self, the good and the bad, and women will appreciate it because there's so much filters, fake stuff. I'm a photographer. I know all the poses, but I will sit here and show my double chin, and women, the real ones, will appreciate me posting personal stuff, and then they can relate, and then they're like, you know what, girl, I'm going to help you. Give me your link. I'm going to purchase from you. And that's how I've made my sales. Like, it's been women that just want to support me for letting them know that real women exist, flaws and all.
Yes, 100%. And I think that's like everything that we need to learn today is you're just building trust with people, because this business is a lot of social media unless you're just like completely thrown into in person, which I don't know if we have just anybody who's 100% in person, but it's a lot of social media. And like she said, there's a lot of fake stuff out there. So building trust is our biggest advantage. And Elaine has really, really done that. So I recommend, we have 8 minutes. So I recommend when we get off of this, go follow her on Instagram, go follow her on Facebook, and really just spend a couple of minutes looking at her stuff, and you're going to see what we're talking about. She is consistent with sharing. She's sharing her true self. She's not afraid of putting herself out there. And she has, like, I know with, Shannon talks a lot about having her fave 5 things. Like, you could go on her social media and you could pick out probably 5 things that she consistently talks about. One of them is Color Street, obviously. And then there's a good other 4 things that I know, and I don't even know you, Elaine, but I know you are Latino, that you are into fitness, that you love like branding. So I don't even know Elaine, but I know these things of her because she's so consistent with sharing that. Does anybody else have any other questions? I feel like this turned from recruiting into social media, and I love that. I feel like we need to have like a good Instagram. And Elaine, I know we've kind of mentioned this before, like you helping us come up with something, because it is a whole nother world. But does anybody have any questions about recruiting that you have been holding out on that you want to ask Elaine? But I can just go ahead and tell you, like, building that trust, she has done that. She's very confident. People just want what she has. I mean, right? I think we all want what she has. And we're already on the team. But Elaine, thank you so much. I love your energy. I am so honored to have you on the team and to be able to learn from you. You guys, she's such a gem and so sweet. I'm sure she would answer any questions that you have. So feel free to keep asking those in the team page. Tag her in it. Try not to reach out to her personally. I'm sure she wouldn't mind, but she might get it in a flooding of messages if we open that up. But just tag her in the team page. She's so sweet. And if there's nothing else, Elaine, if you have anything else.
No, I just want to tell all my girls that had given themselves the opportunity. I'm so proud of them. Like, it's a win-win. I'm all about team building. I'm all about if I can help. I just always wanted to be a leader, and this is the perfect business, and I'm so grateful for it. And I always tell people it's not hard, because it really isn't. But I know that if you're passionate, it'll come to you. So regardless if you're new or you've been in the game, I mean, just always kind of touch base, like, if you haven't been on Instagram, dip your foot in Instagram. It's not as hard as it looks like. I know there's tons of things to learn, but I mean, if you feel like you haven't touched it, look into it. I'm going to get on Facebook, because there's money to be made on Facebook as well. So that's about it.
Okay, I do have one last question, because I know that you are big into personal development. So if you're on here and you're thinking, gosh, she has so much confidence, where does that come from? Like, I know that you've spent time growing your mindset. So what would be your number 1 recommendation for a good personal development book or podcast or audiobook?
Let me grab it.
Okay, perfect.
This has got to be my favorite. I don't know if you are a badass. This book, I read it last year and I was really in a funk. I gained like 16 pounds by just being so like my mindset was off. I was like, I'm getting older. I'm 37. That is not old, but I was like, I'm getting older. What am I going to do with my life? I feel like, you know what? After I read this book, I read it and I listened to it via audio. I said, I am a badass. Like, I am the one that's putting up this wall. Like, I am holding myself back. Like, nobody can tell me nothing. So I said, you know what, Elaine, you are a badass. Oh, and I was going to share with you guys, all my passwords are affirmations. All my passwords for Color Street, everything, it's numbers at the end, but it's good vibes. It's sucker free because I'm just trying to stay away from people, you know, that are suckers. Everything, my Instagram, my personal Instagram name is Elaine Does It Better. And I've had that name for about 2 years because I'm telling myself that everything I do is great. I cannot do nothing less than that. So I feel like affirmations, daily affirmations, wake up on my phone. I have affirmations. Like I have all these things. I am this, I am that, and surround yourself with positivity and you will get out of your own way.
I love it. I think we all need to just wake up and hear Elaine speak of her. I love it so much. Gosh, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. So,
Thank
all
you.
right, guys. Well, thanks for hopping on. That was an incredible call. I hope you'll have an awesome week. Don't forget, the bundle is available until 3 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. So if you need to grab that, grab that. But love you guys. We'll hop off. I hope you'll have an awesome night. Thanks, Elaine.